All right. Hey, everyone. So my name is Chady Perez, and I am the Professional Development Senior Manager here at the Council for Economic Education for our um, Professional Development Department. So I'm again happy to see you all with us this afternoon, or depending on where you are in the country this morning. So I do see some familiar faces, some familiar names from earlier today, and also some new names and new faces. So welcome to those joining us for the first time today. So for this session, we will have two presenters, the first being Taymor from Intuit, and I will introduce him shortly, but first, just a couple of things. All of our professional development this year, including this institute, the Summer Institute, is made possible by our sponsors. So Visa, Intuit, and Robinhood. So a big shout out to our sponsors for their generous donations so that we can continue to do the work that we do and provide these resources free of cost, provide these events, these virtual events free of cost to our teachers across the United States. So thank you, Visa, thank you, Intuit, and thank you, Robinhood. Then I also have just a reminder for certificate requirements. I know that there are many of you looking forward to receiving CEUs and CTLEs for certification and teacher licensing purposes. So to earn professional development hours for webinars, and this is just across the board, not just for our Summer Institute, but you must watch a minimum of 75% of the session, and you will automatically receive a professional development certificate via email within 24 to 48 hours. If you are a first-time member, just make sure to check your spam or junk folder for these notifications because they are automated. And sometimes if you're using a school email account or a work email account, sometimes it'll be flagged as spam or junk. So just be on the lookout for that. I also would like to take the time to invite you all to our 63rd Financial Literacy and Economic Education Conference. This year, we're going to be in Cleveland, Ohio from September 27th to the 28th. So this conference, this is for K through 12 educators who are looking to integrate personal finance and economics into their classrooms. So this is 2 full days of live sessions, roundtables. You get to hear guest speakers and an opportunity for all of you guys to network. So this really is going to support you in elevating your teaching skills while building confidence. You'll learn from experts in the field through hands-on workshops, lectures, conversations, and even through keynote speakers. You'll be provided with high quality resources and lesson plans to add to your classrooms and also just connect with like-minded peers. Another thing that's not bulleted here, but I do specifically recall from a group of people that I had the opportunity to speak to last year was that, they got some time off, right? And they got to just focus on the resources and the content and things to bring back to their students and to their school. So that's also a plus. So we have over 45 professional development sessions, and each session is equivalent. They're about 45 minutes long. So for CUs and CTLEs, that converts into 1 credit. And yeah, it's a really, really awesome opportunity. You can scan the QR code. I'll also be dropping a link for anyone interested in registering. I also want to take the time out to invite you all to our professional learning community. So this is something that we started this very year to create a virtual space for teachers across the country. So this will help you connect with K through 12 teachers, share personal finance and economic resources, and share best practices within the classroom. The very next one that we're going to have is on the 21st of this month from 6 to 7 Eastern Standard Time. And we are looking to have one of these meetings a month. These are not recorded. We do encourage the attendees to have their cameras on so that we can see each other and, continue a discussion.
Katie, I have one more addition there.
Yeah.
So we this is a new concept we are doing at CE. And so the feedback we've received so far is that we need topics of discussion. And so wanted to share that this August, the topics of discussions that the previous teachers voted on were on ed tech tools. Last topic was on AI and education. And now for this one coming up, it's back to school resources and ed tech tools. So the teachers who are attending these sessions are creating like the agenda or the topics that they want to focus on the next one. So please come join us. We share all of the resources on this same page after the session, so that you don't have to keep track of it. But Chidi and I are leading it. Thank you, Sylvia. They're really fun. There's a lot of conversation, and the more the merrier. And you get to meet peers across the country, which is very cool.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Andrea. All right, and now to introduce our presenter. So this is our presenter for the first, so we have two presenters, by the way. So Tamor is going to take up the first hour and a half, and then we have another presenter who's going to take up the other hour and a half. So, but first with Tamor, Tamor is the Intuit for Education Strategic Partner Manager. And sorry, for Intuit Corporate Responsibility and Intuit for Education. So translating Intuit's products into free education simulations, activities that is used by over 2 million learners in high schools and post-secondary institutions. So before joining Intuit, Tamor's background was in workforce development, and he taught entrepreneurship overseas for 3 years to refugees in Turkey. He is from Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C. area. So we've had the opportunity to work with Tamor at least since I've been here. So for over 2 years, I think Tamor has worked for us for maybe a little bit longer than that. But yeah, Tamor is great, an engaging speaker, and we're really, really thankful to have the partnership that we have with not only with him, but also with Intuit. So with all that being said, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to give Tamor the opportunity to take it away.
Hey, wow, that was such a nice little note over there. Thank you so much. I always enjoy speaking to CE educators. You all are fantastic. I'm Tamor. I am from the Northern Virginia, DC area. I'd love to know where you all are calling from. So if you want to add in the Zoom chat, I know we get this question all the time, but I want to know who's in Virginia, who's in Maryland, who's in Nebraska, Kansas. I want to see what states you all are from. And then when I go there, you all can show me around. Let's see, Michigan, San Diego, North Carolina, Detroit. Okay. I'll be in Ohio for the conference, by the way. So if anyone's going to the conference, I can see you in person. I'll be presenting there as well. Virginia, Mississippi. Man, I need to travel more. Jeez, we need to like a road show. We need to do an educator like road show, and I need to just like
A tour,
a tour.
a
Yeah, a
concert
concert
tour.
tour of CE. Yeah. Like I was gonna say rallies, but I'm not gonna do rallies. Yeah, concerts. Just a lot of nice Ohio. Yeah. Los Angeles. Cool, cool. We have the Intuit Dome opening up in Los Angeles. That's amazing. California, Jackson, Mississippi. Aw, amazing. Um, I'd love to know, summer is winding down, unfortunately. I know it's so sad. What is like one place like that you've traveled to this summer? If you've been on vacation, if you've gone somewhere, share like a travel place you've been to or that you're going to go to this summer. Where have you gone to or will go to? I want to see. Give me some. We have a few weeks left. I also went to New York yeah, actually, that's where I saw Andrea. We went to New York for a conference and I saw her there. Civil rights tour in Alabama. Okay, that's peak. Deadwood, San Diego, South Dakota, sorry. Boston. I'm gonna go to Boston actually in end of August, in my second time there. Cape Cod, cool. Bethel, Maine. Okay. Ah, this is so cool. I'm glad that you all are traveling. Travel to Washington, D.C. Travel to D.C. and didn't see me? What, Glenda? That's so sad. New Orleans, Janice. Okay, I need to go to New Orleans. It's gonna be really hot this summer, isn't it? I'm really weak with hot weather, y'all. I like can't handle it. I'm a weak sauce with hot weather. I want to make sure, how's everyone doing with the rain? If you're in the Southeast, Florida, Texas, how are you all doing, my Southeast, East Coast people? How are you doing with the storms? Everyone's okay? Make sure you all are doing fine.
Yeah,
Obviously, you're
pretty
connected
pretty
to the
good.
internet.
Pretty good for
Yeah.
New York, honestly. Like I haven't had any, like there's some lightning, some, random showers here and there, but no flooding, thankfully.
Yeah,
So we're
I was
good.
gonna say there was a teacher this morning who was joining us, I think from Florida, and was like, "I'm here in the middle of a storm." I actually don't know
Yeah.
where the teacher was from, but like, I'm here in the middle of this hurricane, and we were like, "Thank you for being with us."
So if anyone just like pops off, it's because of the storm, right? Pouring here in Virginia. Yeah, it is pouring. Oh my gosh. Ruth. I feel that. I really like the rain, but I know like obviously it's disruptive to people's travel, but it's like perfect when you're like just like right in the morning or the evening, you're just at home, you're just like cooking dinner, you can listen, like really calming. But of course, if it's a really bad storm, it's not great. But I hope everyone's keeping safe, okay? Other thing I wanted to ask you all, what subjects do you teach? I want to know what subjects do you all teach? What subjects are you teaching this year? Let's see. Let's see some similarities. Financial literacy, great. Social science, personal finance, algebra 2. Okay. Business, personal finance. Nicholas, economics and personal finance, love it. Business, computer, econ, social studies, math with fourth graders. Oh, so nice. Pre-cal. Wonderful. Yeah. Ah, so cool. Marketing and personal finance. Oh, interesting, Katie. I wonder how you do both of that. It's cool. Yeah, great. Wonderful. And then the last kind of random question I want to ask you all. What is the most used app on your phone? Let's get a little personal. What is the most used app on your phone, if you were to guess? For me, it's my email and my Instagram. Snapchat, Kristen, interesting. Interesting. Is that I guess students only communicate on Snapchat these days? Can you imagine a world where workplace and like classrooms is all communicate through Snapchat? Email and Facebook, TikTok. Yeah. Oh my God. That TikTok algorithm is like, I don't know what they put in there, but they know exactly what I'm looking for and what I'm not looking for, but now I want it. I have college kid. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense, Kristen. Email, Spotify. Yeah. I'm listening to a lot of podcasts these days on Spotify. If anyone has some podcast recommendations, please tell me. Because I've listened to the same three. I need to listen to more. Relaxing game. Yeah, it's good. Games, maps. Yeah. Okay, email, Kindle. Great. Yeah, you guys got some similarities here. Cool. I got to know you all a little bit. This is nice. I'm gonna share my screen. We do have slides. We love slide decks. I'm gonna This is me presenting for you all, Tamar Ashkan. If you want to access the presentation, I know the CEE team will share it with you at the end, but you can also request it now. This is the QR code. I'm going to drop the link in the Zoom chat as well, because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going off the slides a lot. So I won't be on the slides the whole time, but you'll at least have access to the slides for sure. Okay, so you can get access to the slides. And then before we get going, are you ready for the end of summer? Are you all ready? Oh no, I know. Yeah, when does not I know I didn't actually ask this question. When do you all start your first day of classes? When does first day of classes start for you all? Catherine, no, yeah, I feel that. September 4th, August 20th. Yeah, it's coming up today, Jonathan. Ooh, Monday. Ah, yeah. Yeah. I'll give you all access. No worries. We're gonna get 11. Let's do it. Let's viewer. Yeah.
Is there a public link we could share with the?
What? Yeah,
Is
there
there?
will be.
Okay,
Well,
there we. Okay, good. Okay.
yeah, but let me just move this off. Sounds good. Our students started yesterday. I'll give you all access as we go along. So as our students yesterday, 21st, with kids on the 13th for meetings, September 3rd, started yesterday. Ooh, all right. Well, I'm sorry we didn't do this right before the actual classes started, but I know all across the US they start at different times. I just want to give you all good energy, good vibes for this year. Financial literacy is obviously so significant, so important. More and more states are requiring it for graduation. California, the new one. And so I know this is also very critical and instrumental for a student's success. There's obviously data that shows students who take financial literacy course over the course of their lifetime accumulate more money, more savings. They do better in terms of budgeting, credit scores. So what you do is going to provide a lot of value. Me personally, I came from a first generation college background. My family didn't have a lot of money growing up. And so I wish I learned all of these things over 10 years ago. I'm still learning things about personal finance every day and just trying to play catch up. So I want to just emphasize how important what you all are doing and make sure that you know through Intuit, through CEE, that we do support you, and we're here for you to be the best you can be for your students this year. With that being said, Intuit for Education is a free financial literacy program. So everything I'm showing to you is free. You don't have to pay for it. Your district doesn't have to pay for it. Your students, no one's paying for this. Okay, you can access the links that we give you. You can sign up. You don't need permission from me to use anything. You can just go ahead and do it. We believe all students, regardless of zip code, deserve to have the opportunity to be financially literate, capable, and confident. So that's why we're doing this. It's under our corporate responsibility banner. We want to make sure that students have access to quality financial literacy content. So why Intuit for Education? It's real world tools, which is the emphasis of this session. And what I mean by that is moving from the theoretical side of financial literacy to applying it in real world simulations and activities and games, and really seeing financial literacy things come to life, experiential learning as well. The curriculum is flexible, so everything I showed to you all, you can like pick and choose how you want to use it. You can copy things, you can add it to curriculum that you get from CEE or other organizations. So the curriculum is flexible. There's professional development resources. So if you're from Duval County, for example, Florida, we just did a PD today. There'll be PD sessions all throughout the year with different districts and with great partners like CEE. I know we're going to, as I mentioned, we'll be doing sessions at the conference, the national conference in Ohio. There's an educator community, which I am also in, so you might see me there. We have some community events coming up with Uber Eats vouchers. So please make sure you sign up for the educator community that I'll share with you after. And then everything is free. So we're going to learn about the resources. We're going to explore the resources and bringing it to life. And we're going to test out some simulations and activities so we all get a little bit familiar with this. If you want to ask any questions, so Andrea Shady, if I miss anything, please let me know in the Zoom chat. I might miss something, and that's my bad. So let me know if I can answer anything. Please feel free to interrupt me, though. You can also go off mute. If I'm moving too fast, let me know. We will have a little break as well, because this is a lot of information.
We actually,
Sounds good?
never mind. I thought I saw somebody's hand up. I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought I saw.
I had my hand up, Stefania Gilmore. I just had a question because
Sure.
I'm gonna start teaching personal finance to my 7th grade students.
Great.
And I know that you guys have a certification
Mm-hmm.
that can be obtained.
Yes.
Now, this information that we can we use the curriculum that you offer, or whatever you offer? Do you think that would students be able to obtain a certification with that information that you're providing, or no?
Yes, you would be able to. Because our curriculum, like we were actually really involved in the creation of that certification, as well as CEE, by the way, they were also involved, and Jumpstart. So you would be able to go through our curriculum, and then that would prepare them to take the certification exam. I will also say, just to be transparent, you can also do the same going to the CEE curriculum entirely if you want, or let's say even like an NGPF curriculum or another curriculum. But Intuit and CEE, that curriculum for sure will be helping prepare them for that certification exam. I just want to be clear, though, that like if you're a teacher that uses different types of curriculum, that's okay. The certification exam is kind of agnostic. It doesn't necessarily ladder to just one specific type of only curriculum.
Well, the reason why I ask is because I actually got my personal finance, and you have a course, and I went over the course, and
Yeah.
so I didn't know if this would be. Do you think 7th graders can pass? That's what I guess the information.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. If my 7th graders are just at the cusp of this, okay? So technically the curriculum is available for 13 years and older. I know not all 7th graders are 13 years and older. So I would be mindful of that. I would be more confident to say 8th graders could pass. 7th graders, it would be, I'm not 100% confident they could. Some of them could. If you want to challenge your 7th graders to try to take the certification exam, you're welcome to, but it wasn't designed for 7th graders in mind. That's all.
Okay.
They could.
Thank you.
It's not impossible. Great questions. Thank you for asking. Is it Stefania?
Stefania.
Stefania. Nice
And
name.
well, the reason why I say that is because I think I'm the only teacher in North Carolina that's certifying middle school students. I've certified over 25 middle school students in Microsoft.
Amazing.
In Microsoft.
That's amazing. Yeah.
So
I
I was just thinking, I'm thinking they can do the personal finance as well because I'm gonna be teaching it.
yeah. I think my thing is, yeah, try it. If you have the time and the ability to do it, try it. I think again, like I'll be very happy if all your students pass, of course. It just wasn't designed for seventh graders. It was not designed at least for eighth graders, but it's possible they could do it. I mean, I'm sure if you have a teacher like you, they can do it.
Honey, I'm on their backs. Do you hear me?
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah, you got this though. Let us know how they do if you need any help. Yeah, cool. So sign up for Intuit Education. So I want this to be, we're gonna go along with this together. It's not gonna just be me talking at you the whole time. So sign up for Intuit Education. I'm gonna put the link in the Zoom chat as well. I know not everyone loves QR codes. I don't necessarily love QR codes. Let's go. This is the link in the Zoom chat. You can click that and it goes into Intuit Education. So this is Intuit Education's website. It's like the homepage basically. What I want to just mention here, I know there's a lot of stuff here. The important stuff here is under additional resources up at the top. It has professional development. So you can actually watch like additional videos, podcasts, or vodcasts, I should say, on just using Intuit Education. So it's all here, video, slides, all that stuff, and on-demand modules. So if you didn't get enough from me in this session, there's more stuff here. There's also the QuickBooks. So I don't think there's so many QuickBooks teachers here, but if for some reason you're interested, there's a QuickBooks education platform as well. It's separate from Intuit Education in the sense that it's not the same login process. It's a different login process. We are working to bring them together. But right now, if you're a QuickBooks educator, it's going to be here under additional resources. That's really like just what I want to point out to you in the homepage. We're going to be logging in together. I will note though, that if you don't want to log in, if you don't want to register, for some reason you don't want to, you can also preview curriculum and it will let you review curriculum without having to log in. You won't be able to use it until you make an account, but you'll at least be able to see things. So just so you know, there's two options here, but we're going to log in together. And I'm going to make an account with you all. So create an account. If you already have an account, you can sign in. So let's do, whoops. So Tess Taymor, love CEE at intuit.com. Okay. Let's do this. Does that work? Oh, whoops. Cool. I was about to say my password to you all. That would be terrible. Okay, so then we have three options. I'm an educator. I want to learn personal finance. I'm a student with a join code. For purposes of this, we're gonna go into educator. I want to learn personal finance just so I'm clear for you all. It's like for an individual learner, maybe it's like you want to send it to your cousin or your family friend or a neighbor, or like maybe it's like a former student who just wants to like learn personal finance. That's what they would pick, that I want to learn personal finance. That's an independent individual learner, not one of your students. The I'm a student with a join code is how students access the curriculum. If you want to assign things to them, if you want to assign activities or quizzes to them, which I'll show you what that looks like, they'll join with a join code, similar to like how Kahoot works. If you all play Kahoots, you know, when the Kahoot game comes up and it gives you a number, that's how this works as well. So it's kind of our way to not like get a bunch of PII information from the students. We want to make it as easy as possible for them. So that's what that is. So don't have your students sign up as an educator or I want to learn personal finance. Have them sign up as I'm a student with a join code. Okay, just so we're clear. Cool. Let's go into I'm an educator. I wish I was an educator. Okay. Tay. Ashton, Mr. Tay. If any student called me that, I'd be like very patronizing. Okay, so how many students per year? 100. Say 100 students. Okay. Hi, Mr. Tay. Educate and equip your students with financial techniques using our library of real world scenarios. That's kind of our focus today, real world scenarios. What I want to call out for you all is at the top to invite students, we need admin approval. What I mean by that, admin approval is in order to assign, like create a class. So you see here a new class, and to assign quizzes and homework to your students, you need to be able to get admin approval. That is like your head of your department or your principal. Most likely it's the head of your department. In some cases, the principal. In some cases, it could just be you. You might be the head of your own department. Or if you're homeschooling, for example, or you're working in a community organization, you're just sending it to yourself. But most likely it's the head of your department or your principal. And if you put here, you'll put your zip code. So 22102. If you know, you know, that's my zip code. And then I don't know. Actually, let's do, yeah, elementary school. No, I don't want to do elementary school. High school. Paul Mitchell. That's actually like a hair salon. That's interesting. Why is that here? A hair school. Okay, we're gonna do a hair school. Why not? Okay, so protecting student data is important to us. Your school has already been approved. Interesting. So Paul Mitchell Hair School has already been approved for some reason to teach this, and that's it. In another case, though, if I want to do, let's do the elementary school, actually. I actually didn't expect that Paul Mitchell had this approved. So you're going to add your administrator's email, and then the email will be sent to that administrator, and then they will get it and approve it through like it's like a contract, it's like a short contract, and then they just approve, and then you get notified that it was approved, and then this goes away, and you can now add students to a class here. Then this works. Sorry, I want to make sure I'm not missing any questions. Cool, love the curriculum. Oh, thanks, Joanne. You would love any, like, if anyone's using the curriculum and wants to give their input, you're more than, like, I'd love it, especially like nice stuff, but you can also say critical things. I want to hear all the feedback. So let's go into courses. There are 4 courses here, but technically there's really just 2. Personal finance and entrepreneurship. There's a self-paced version and then a guided version. So self-paced is, let's open this. It's like the scenario where you want to assign like homework or activities or quizzes to a student. You really use the self-paced one. That's what I've seen this used more for. So this is where you assign lessons in the self-paced one. So it's really great for, yeah, assigning homework, quizzes for a student to do in class or at home, to do like look at assignments or look at videos or curriculum or activities as well, like on their own. And then it grades it automatically for you. So there's like it uploads the progress that they've done in the class. And then you don't have to do the whole grading thing. It's actually really nice. So it's kind of its own LMS. We are integrating with other LMSs. If you use other ones like Google Classroom or Schoology or Blackboard, we are integrating with those this fall. But Intuit Education has its own LMS as well. So, and it also tell you that if it meets national standards or not. So, for example, becoming financially literate self-paced doesn't meet national standards. But if we go to, or maybe that hasn't updated yet. Let me double check. Let me see if this does. Yeah, so it hasn't updated. That's the thing. Let's go to here so I could double check. Yeah. Okay. Why does it say that? Oh, here we go. So this is an example of whether something meets national standards or not. So I just showed you an example where they don't. And then here it shows you an example where they do. Financial decisions does meet national standards, and you have CEE Jumpstart logos here and where they meet that national standard. So it'd be really great for y'all to check that as well if that's very important for you, that you're looking at only the activities and lessons that meet national standards, that you check that box to see that it does. We're going to be adding also meeting state standards. So we're going to be adding that this fall as well to go that granular. Okay. So as I mentioned, this course is great for assigning lessons and activities. I'm going to just share my screen again, but share sounds. So you can actually watch an example of one of these videos. We have a lot of videos in the curriculum.
And that got talked about a lot when I was growing up.
Here you go.
Honestly, it was kept pretty hush-hush. So when I got older and realized how many decisions I make in a day that impact the money I make, I was shocked. This program was created so you don't have to wait to learn what it takes to be financially capable. Being financially capable means having the knowledge and skills to make smart money choices that help you build towards a successful future.
So a lot of the curriculum is video based. So if I go here, let's get started. Another video, you can see by the icon, defining financial literacy, another video. This is like a test your knowledge, application of financial literacy. This is test your knowledge, check for understanding. Another video, financial literacy versus financially capable, your relationship with money, with finances. This is one of my favorite videos, psychology of money. So the curriculum of intro education is very video intensive. And we did that because we didn't see a lot of curriculum that was video based. We saw a lot of it that was like reading articles or reading guides, which is nothing wrong with those. Those are also really great. But we learned that students are getting more and more used to watching videos to learn, especially on TikTok. And we wanted to provide videos that had more of a source of truth than what they find on TikTok. TikTok has all these videos of influencers who are telling students about how they can get money really quickly, how they can start this crazy business or get into Bitcoin or crypto or NFTs, all that stuff. And what we're trying to do here is like, we can also create short, relatable videos with a sense of authority, right? That you can trust, that just sticks to the facts of financial literacy and doesn't try to play games or gimmicks to students and sell things to them. So what I'm trying to make sure I emphasize to you all is like the videos on here are really great quality. They're engaging for a student, and you can even show it for your entire class. Like you can put this on your at the front of your class, play it, and you, in that case, you don't really have to even invite them to the class and get admin approval. You can just do it on your own. You don't need all that admin approval stuff. And I've seen a lot of educators do that actually. Just play some of the videos from Intuit Education, maybe use a simulation and an activity, and then use some stuff from CEE, use some stuff from NGPF, and then that's their like lesson guide. So you're welcome to that. That's where the flexibility comes in. You can really look at these videos as another added value to your lesson guides that you have for your students of financial education. Okay, I'm gonna pause for a second, making sure, does anyone have questions or things they want to ask? What about Canvas? Yes, we're gonna be also integrated with Canvas. That's true. We will do that. Can you set an account using your personal email? Yeah, you can use your personal email for sure. Cool. All right. Okay, let's go into this. This is the one I really want to focus on with you all. So personal finance, because we know if I go here, yeah, there's flexible curriculum, teacher-led learning. You all are so important. I don't care about this AI stuff. I mean, I care, but I don't like want you all to think that we believe AI replaces educators or AI is gonna like AI can do what educators can do. They cannot. You all are so valuable. That's why there's not an AI tool in Intuit Education. You don't see much of AI stuff on here. Again, nothing wrong with AI. I know it's useful in its place. It has its place, but we have really spent a lot of time and research in the classroom and try to create this course I'm going to show you now to be really centering teachers in the learning and education of financial literacy for the students. So this is guided curriculum. It's really like activity based. It's really teacher forward and teacher centric. So I'm gonna go through an example. So there's all these units here, right? And it's very comprehensive. What we're gonna do is taxes one. I know Intuit is specializes in taxes. Let's go look at this. All AI does not create. Yeah, AI does not correlate with students. Exactly. So I yeah, no I don't want AI to come and attack me one day. So I don't want to be critical of AI, but you all are super, super, super important for student success. The data still proves that out. It's not changing anytime soon. So it says here 6 lessons, 6 hours. So all this takes 6 hours. It tells you the learning objectives here, which is great. And if it meets national standards, which this does. So basis of taxes meets national standards. So Stefania, you mentioned about certification. If you go through this lesson, this will also most likely be on the certification exam, right? So make sure you check the national standards stuff. It gives you a lesson plan, slides, activities, extension activities, and a quiz, all in one place. It's really nice. Let's open up the lesson plan. The lesson plan is super comprehensive. So we even made it so like if you wanted to give it to a substitute teacher, you can do that and they could be prepared for it. It gives you, it goes from like in like segmented in the agenda. So 5 minutes bell ringer slide. What do you know about taxes? So the slides are here. There's also a slide presentation associated with it. Once the time is up, ask students to share their answers. Write down why someone might say or believe taxes are unavoidable in life. Write a list of different types of taxes you have heard of or paid for. So I want to make sure I'm showing the presentation as well. Look at this colorful presentation. So nice. All here as well. So we're making it easy for you all so you don't have to make presentations. If you want, you'll notice you can actually copy this though, and you can take parts of the slides and put it into your own presentation, which is great. So you can take all of this if you want. You can take some of it if you want. And this is the video, for example. I mentioned we are very focused on video, so reflecting on tax requirements, has a lesson objectives. It's great. And this all takes 60 minutes. You can go through this whole slides and it will take 60 full minutes. Okay, super cool. Dang, yeah. Look at that. You guys like the slides. Love it. Cool. So then it goes again. The lesson plan is here, slide reflecting on tax requirements. And then let's go here. Value the purpose. Yeah. Real world scenarios, lesson objectives. Reflecting on real world scenarios. So play the video. Here's a YouTube video for it. Slide real world scenarios. Distribute the real world scenarios worksheets. So let's look at the worksheet example. Below are 8 different scenarios of potential tax funded circumstances, and pairs write down as many services or assistance that might possibly be provided by tax revenue. So it gives you examples, and then you have to, answer the different scenarios. It's great. Sam's grandparents are retired and live in a nice neighborhood. One day, Sam's grandfather fell and broke his leg. So this is really great. You can like print these out for your students, have them get in groups, answer it, have a discussion, talk about it with them. What I've seen is like these conversations are really, really helpful to bring to life what students are learning from the presentation you share. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kristen. So great. Yeah. So we have a lot. We have a lot here. I want to also highlight something. The worksheets have answer keys. So you click the answer key, you have to just email Intuit, the education at intuit.com. So just make sure you do that before you do assign the worksheet, so you have the answer key available beforehand. And if you have a substitute teacher, same thing. Make sure that they have access to the answer key so that they can just check answers from the students. And yeah, so we did this so students can just easily cheat on the worksheets. And then you'll see here we have a Quizlet, which is the study flashcards, and then Kahoot. Everyone loves Kahoot. And so we have a Kahoot link to every single unit in Intuit for Education. So you can also do a fun game at the end of it as well, if you have time. And then the quiz, which you'll have access to the results to see how they do. So this is great because this is not the same as the, if I go back to the self-paced personal finance, because this is through an LMS, right? If you want to assign, like check your understanding, this short quiz, or what's it called here? Evaluate your, measure your growth. Here we go. Let's measure your growth. Yeah, test your knowledge. Here you go. Test. So this is a quiz. And this gets automatically graded for you if you have assigned the student in the class in Intuit for Education. What I was sharing with you now in the taxes one is a Google form. So it's like a lot more like low key. It's you can just get the Google form and just see the result and then upload it into your LMS that way too. So what I'll tell you all, and if you're a teacher and you don't really feel like going through the admin approval, this guided lesson doesn't need admin approval to do all that. You don't need to invite a student to a class. This is all like you printing out the worksheet, you printing out the slide decks, you presenting it at the front of the class. And it's really like you and the students. You don't really need to assign them something into education. You only do if you want to really use a self-paced course here, or the self-paced entrepreneurship course. Does that make sense? I hope I'm not confusing anything.
So is the self-paced, say for instance, like I'm a virtual teacher.
Yeah.
So would I use the self-paced because we use Canvas
Mhm.
and I would like to use the use it in Canvas.
Yeah. I mean, I would, yeah, if you're a virtual teacher, then the self-paced would be probably easier for you.
Right.
And you just need to get admin approval. That's it. And then you can do it, you can use the LMS and Intuit Education with your students. If for some reason you can't get admin approval, then that's where I recommend using more of the personal finance. You can use both. So teachers have used both the personal finance and the self-paced and the guided. And what I was trying to share earlier was that some teachers who do both use the guided for some things like the activities, the worksheets, the presentation, and they do the self-paced for more like things that they didn't get to in the class, or assigning like quizzes for a student to take when they're at home.
Thank
So
you.
yeah, sure, no problem. Let's see any other questions. Does anyone check the web posted? We've struggled with students answering Quizlet. Yeah. Yeah. So I know at least the worksheets, we have locked it, so it's not just online. But of course, yeah, a student can Google these answers and try to find it, but we didn't just pull it from the internet. These are like our own created quizzes and lessons. So they shouldn't be able to find anything verbatim online, but students will always be able to find some way to get an answer online. That's why I think the guided activities are so great, because there's like, you can't just like fake a discussion, right? And they have to discuss this. They can't just like, yeah, replicate that using some answer on Google. I think it would be too obvious. And it's really like student groups. So yeah, we've seen less cheating per se on that. And we actually haven't seen that much on self-paced as well, been able to like just copy things online. Cool. So what I also wanted to show you all is a simulation. So I mentioned to you so far that there's two courses, self-paced and guided. It's very video centric. There's lesson guides, there's presentation, there's worksheets, there's also simulations. So you'll see here under extension activities, view simulation calculator. All right. So some lessons have it and some do not. You'll see that this one does. So this simulation applies to this unit. I'm going to open up the simulation. And it's here. So what I really like about these simulations, is we've learned that students' confidence and mastery of like taxes, I'm going to use taxes as an example, it's like 30% higher when they go through simulation, like go through what it is to file the taxes, than they did before they filed the taxes. So we did this with Everfi. If you all know or use Everfi, we have a partnership with them, and we did a research together that found like, I think it was between 25 and 30% increase in confidence going through the actual experience of filing taxes. And so when you go through the lessons with the students and everything, and you want to do like a capstone activity, or yeah, an experiential like learning activity, this would be really great to use for the students. So definitely after they've gone through the taxes and learned all the the fundamental definitions that they need to learn about taxes, then it's really great to assign this tax simulation. A couple of things about the tax simulation. One is, if I go to the URL at the top, and I want to make sure, Andrea, Shady, if you're not logged in, don't log in. But if you click that, you should be able to see the simulation, correct?
I'm checking right now, Tamar.
Yeah,
Let's
I want to make sure I'm not
see.
lying to these great teachers. Double check it's true.
You're not a liar. First, let's get to know you. We need a few details. Yeah.
There we go. So I say this because, as I mentioned to you, students need a join code to get into Intuit Education, to like, yeah, do the quiz you assign to them, or do the like unit you assign to them. However, if you want to assign them simulations like this one, you do not need students to create an account or get any join code. You just need the URL and you can send it to them and they don't make any accounts, like nothing. It's super straightforward and easy. And we do this because we don't want any friction. We want all teachers to have access to the simulations and tools. So you don't need admin approval for that either. You just need the link and you can send it to your student. So if you just say, let me get into Intuit Education, let me get a simulation, and then that's all I really need for Intuit Education right now. That's fine for us. That's okay. So I want to make sure that that's clear. You do not need to you don't even need to make an account yourself. Or your student, you just need the link of the simulation and you're good. Okay. So you'll see here that another thing I'll mention, this is not the actual TurboTax product. They can't go to TurboTax. This is all like locked, so it doesn't work. Live Help is locked. So a student can't start filing taxes and provide any personal information. If I wanted to, I can look, let's say I try to provide my personal information, Tamar, Ashkan, and I'm like giving do y'all want to know my birthday? Here we go. My birthday, 92. I'm a 92 baby. Okay. 22102. Does it work? Let's see. Does it work? Does it work? No, it's not quite right. Because we have created a scenario that students have to follow. So it says here, enter Antonio Davis. And his birthday, 12/21, 2004. Geez, he's 12 years younger than me. Crazy. 92116. Submit, and then nice job. So students can't add their personal information on here. It will not work. We don't save it on the back end. Nothing happens, right? It just doesn't go anywhere. They have to go through the scenario. Continue. As we file taxes with Antonio, one important factor is dependency status. No, I didn't pay for it. Continue. Nice job. And then TurboTax, entering employer information. So as we continue to file taxes with Antonio, we see that he needs to enter information from his employer provided W-2. So W-2 is here at the top. Dairy Queen International. Here we go. So then employee name, Dairy Queen International. The address, 3920 Georgia Street. Zip code 92116. San Diego. God, I can't spell today, all. California. And then continue. Nope, that's not employee address. Did I miss that? Oh, I did. So it's very specific, right? 392 Georgia Street, California, San Diego, California. Oh, yeah. See, there we go. So I put his address, but not the employer address. So it's very specific. It's detailed. It will not, if you don't have the right address, it's not going to let you go. So 154. So let's do the right one. 15410. Is that right? 1540. Sorry. Camino Del Rio. And now make sure the zip code is correct. 92108. Submit. Nice job. And the simulation continues on a few more. I think it lasts 15 minutes or so, or 20 minutes, and then it's done. And then students at the end, it will say, nice job, you finished the simulation, something like that. They can screenshot it to you and share it with you or share their screen. I will say as well, we've gotten feedback that it's kind of cumbersome to go back and forth between the simulator and the W-2. You can print the W-2 and have that available so students can just look at the W-2 and not go back and forth between the tabs. Any questions on the simulation? Can't wait to use this fail-proof design. So glad to hear all this. So I want to go back to the home page here, and I want to show you the simulations part. So the simulations has the TurboTax simulations, QuickBooks, Credit Karma, and MailChimp. So let's say, again, you don't feel like looking through the entire course of Intuit Education to find all the simulations. It's all also just here for you. So it tells you this is the TurboTax simulation, filing taxes. This is the Credit Karma simulations, the receiving a credit report, debt calculator, how much you need, what's on the credit report. And then MailChimp. If you're doing marketing, I know there was someone here that does marketing. You can also use a marketing simulation as well. Start, and then you can see that. It's the same design. These articles asking for information and then answering it. So all the simulations are also there. Any questions so far on simulations? We're adding more this year, so we'll add even more. If anyone uses the EverFi TurboTax simulation, that's also obviously available and free for teachers to use. I want to make sure, let me just open a tab. EverFi, is it Turbo? Yeah, this one. So just so I show, this is not in Intuit for Education. I repeat, this is not inside Intuit for Education, but this is another place to go through tax simulation, and it's here in the tax curriculum at the bottom. What I'll say the difference with this one is it's not as like hands-on as the Intuit for Education tax simulation, because that one is like you're actually filing taxes using like as close to possible as the real thing. This one is more like a scenario-based simulation, like tax credit for families. It's more like click-through, which has its place. It's useful. So if you want to have students do extra like learning for any reason on taxes or specific scenarios like students or crypto, you can use this. And again, this is also free to use. You don't need a login for this as well. Okay, I'll pause. Any questions? How are we doing on time? Do we need to take a little 5-minute break or anything, Shady? Let me know.
Does anyone feel the need for a break? I feel like we're pretty energized. I'm seeing some head shakes from Chris.
Okay, sounds
Christy.
good.
I
Sounds
think we're
good.
good. Yeah, let's keep going.
Let's go. Let's go. If at any time you let me know you want to see a specific unit or a lesson, just tell me and I'll show it to you. Okay. The next thing I want to show to you is calculators. So same thing about the simulation. Let me actually, before I go to calculators, let's go to credit. Let's see, for example, this one. Yeah, it'll show up under extension activities if a calculator is associated with that unit. So this one doesn't have it. Let's say auto loans. Yeah, this one has it. So this one will show to you, view the simulation calculator, and you can click on it and use the simulation and calculator. So you can do that through like looking at the individual units that has it, which this one does. Auto loans has a calculator associated with it. Or you can just go to the calculators page and all the calculators are here. So there's 2 ways to access the calculators. So let's go to the student loan calculator. I know it's a big topic, at least for me. I cry whenever I think about student loans. So let's look at here. It says, you know, if you're applying to student loans, it gives you some information about it. So how much do you want to borrow? So let's see, how much do we want to borrow? Let's do this as together. What number should I put here in the Zoom chat? How much do I want to borrow?
I mean, in retrospect, $0 and 0
0.
cents.
But if we have, yeah, I know, but we have to. Okay, I would love for it to be $0.
80,000. Joanne said 80,000.
Joanne, 80,000. Ooh, I'll be honest with you all. I have more than that. Ooh, it's so bad. Okay, I went to grad school, guys. It was bad. It was not bad, but it was bad. Should not go to grad school at 23. So $80,000. Estimated interest rate. What should the interest rate be? Let's pick something.
5.6.
5.6. Okay, let's say 7. Okay, that's close enough. Let's do 6. Okay. And the desired loan term. What should the loan term be?
30 years. I'm thinking mortgage. Or 20.
Okay, Ellen says 20. We're gonna go with 20. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, 20.
I was gonna say till death do us part, but sure.
I
We'll do
know.
20 years. We'll do 20
Those
years.
loans are following you forever. That's so. I don't want to be. This is not a dark presentation. I swear, it's not dark comedy. Okay, so it tells you here your estimated student loan payment is $573 a month, 20 years, total interest, principal paid, total cost $137,000. So what I've seen about this, and I want to like be super like clear, students really like these calculators because they just plug in random numbers, 120,000, 30% or something, 100 years, what does it say? And it gives you like 2,000, 100-year loan. Yeah. So we like that. We like students to be curious. We like students to plug in numbers. Sometimes they think about like what my amount could be. Sometimes think about like what my parents paid or my like family members paid, and they like plug it in. This is not recorded. It doesn't get logged anywhere. So we don't like collect this data. It's just for them to like see the number come up. And so what I've seen is, yeah, it works really well in a lesson plan if you want to just give it to them to like go through these activities. So I didn't even share with you, sorry, the activities are at the bottom. So you can have students go through these scenarios, activity 2, and they can even click to see the answer. So they can click themselves to see the answer. So we really want to do this to help stimulate curiosity, stimulate like figuring out like, you know, different costs that could be for their education. I think what I want to make sure we do though is pair this with a really honest conversation about like, you know, your loans probably are not going to cost $500,000. So if you put that there, that's a crazy amount. What is the average loan amount for an undergraduate student, especially in state or out of state? What do certain like careers, like opportunities give you in terms of income, right? So I would just be very like careful to not like, they get curious, but they can also get like disappointed or get stressed by the amount. So just make sure you're thoughtful about how you bring up these calculators and how you talk about these numbers as a class together. But we have seen that students like these calculators a lot. They like playing around with them and getting the different numbers. And you want to give some time for them to see that themselves. There's like the auto loan calculator, activities down here, same thing. Savings calculators, this is a popular one as well. The monthly contribution one here. So this is great for like, hey, let's see what monthly contribution can bring for us. And there's some activities down here as well. So this has been a very popular tool for students, especially. Amortization tables, you can see the amortization tables as well. Royce is 23, currently paying for grad school by bartending. Oh my gosh. You know, it's like such an aside. I actually want to like work at a coffee shop to like use that to pay my student loans because I have a lot. Intuit is like has money, but this is still a lot of money to pay. I think, but you all teachers have this like is it the 10-year, if you pay loans for 10 years, you get it waived? What's the policy for that? Oh, I read it online.
Oh yeah, it's the forgiveness loan. So if you are in like a public service type of job, like if you work for a not-for-profit or for school or government for 10 years and you continuously pay it for 10 years, you can be forgiven for that. There's a program. So yes, correct. Not all teachers, like it has to be you have to research, like you have to find if your school is eligible or not.
Sure.
So mhm.
I think all teachers should be eligible. Should be like, you all shouldn't even have loans anymore. Sorry, that's what I believe. But I'm not in policy. But I'll vote for those things. Okay, so last thing I want to share with you all, before I go back to the presentation, are the games at Intuit Education. So these are actually, a lot of these are NGBF games. NGBF has a great arcade of games. So you might be familiar with these if you use those games. What I'll say is that we have a Prosperity Quest game here. So I'm going to just link that in the Zoom chat. Prosperity Quest is an Intuit for Education game. It's a game that we've built. We have something called the Hour of Finance. So the Hour of Finance is a competition, Hour of Finance Challenge, I should say, is a competition in the month of April for Financial Literacy Month. And
Did he freeze on anyone else's end, or is it just me?
it's a school versus school competition. School that has like the highest score gets a prize, like a cash prize for their school. That can be in the form of a scholarship for students. It can be a form of like school supplies. It can be a party. And there's like a large school, medium school, and small school option. So my recommendation to you all, wink, wink, hint, hint, play this game, practice it with your students this year so that in April, when the competition comes around, you can it's 1 hour. It just needs 1 hour of your time. That's it. For this game actually takes 20 minutes in total, 20 or 30 minutes, but the whole competition is just 1 hour. Yeah, get some money, get some scholarship for your students, right? So, and it's a good amount of money. I think for a large school, it's $100,000 for that one school. So, and $50,000 for a medium school. So it's a good amount of money, and it's you playing this game, this Prosperity Quest game to do it. So, hint, 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 get ready for that. Okay. So that's the prosperity quest game. Let's see here. Frozen and glitchy there. Oh, sorry about that. I think my internet connection went bad for a second. If there's anything I need to repeat, let me know.
I don't think so, Tamar. It was very quick. I just wanted to
Okay.
make sure that I thought it was just me, but
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's go back to the presentation. About 15 minutes left. Any questions? Cool. So you'll see in the presentation, I have here TurboTax simulation as a capstone activity. So it tells you how to use the simulation. So everything I kind of mentioned to you is all here, and where to find certain things of Intuit for Education. So when you have access to the presentation, you can find everything here and the ways you can use it. Okay. Let's go to educator community. All right. So I am managing educator community right now, and I would love it if you all can please make an account right now. We're going to go into the educator community gig together. Educator community, geez, I can't speak, is a place for educators to get to meet each other, get to attend community events in online PD. We have cool swag options there and other cool giveaways. Teachers use it for crowdsourcing different questions on financial literacy and from Intuit for Education, but other curriculum as well. How do you use self-paced course for Intuit for Education, or how do you use the simulation, or questions for us as a team, hey, there's a bug, the simulation was not working, then we answer you right away. So let's go into the community together. There's 2 ways to go to the community. So you can just go to the link I shared with you, or you can go here on the right, the resources, educator community. So let's actually do that way. I hope all of you are getting in right now, making an account, I'm sure. Let's do this. Because if you make an account and you post, it'll give you more badges, and more badges means you will what is this? Yeah, you could get swag. And we have a lot of swag to give. Oh, use a different account. Oh, let me use my other browser. That's why this is always happening to me with educator community. So let me stop sharing, share a different browser. Okay. And then shows up, share. Okay. So I'm gonna log in here. So if you're logging in for the first time, it'll ask you for a community name. That's just your name, but you can use a nickname or something. You don't have to use your official name. I'm gonna log in. What? Why are you doing that? Let's try one more time. If this doesn't work, then that's okay. And is anyone in the educated community right now, or have you already made an account? No? The Intuit account website. There we go. So I have it now. Weird. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. So you'll be able to get in the community. And if you're in the community, I would love for you to go to join the conversation down here. So you'll go join the conversation here or down here. And I want you all to make a post. I'd really, really appreciate it if you made a post introducing yourself to the community. So your name, where you teach, what subjects you teach, and that's it. So you can do CEE, Summer Institute. Hi, I'm Taymor with Intuit for Education. I'm from DC, and I love teaching personal finance. And then you make a post, and that's it. Then you are a community member. You have posted, you're part of the discussion, and you are amazing and awesome, and everyone loves you. Okay, so please make a post on the community. What I'll also mention to you all is events. So some events coming up here on the events tab. We have a new members orientation this Friday. So if you're a new member in Intuit for Education, you can join this. There are some Uber Eats voucher raffles available, so you can come and get some yummy food. There's also end of summer educator night. So all educators can get an Uber Eats voucher for this one on August 19th. It's our kind of like thank you for being awesome event for educators. And we'll have like music and just get to know each other. It's just a really fun event. Then we'll have a back to school, like kind of something that I shared like this about using Intuit for Education. And then if you're a QuickBooks teacher, there's going to be a QuickBooks educators meetup. And we do other kind of educators meetup like taxes educators or budgeting educator meetup or something like that. Cool. And that's the educator community. People ask great questions here. Unable to accept invite, so you just put your questions here and we'll answer it as a team. Yeah, Joanne, thank you. Oh, sorry, Kristen. I'm trying, but it wants to send me a text. Phone never works in this building. Okay, I have. How did you post? So you post here. Join the conversation again up here. Join the conversation, or here, and then you just make a post down here. Subject matter, you can be from CEE Summer Institutes, and then you can write a post about yourself. You don't need to add a photo or anything. You don't need any of that. It's a quick intro. Cool. Okay. I'll stop sharing. That's the educator community. You'll see me there quite often. Let's go back to my presentation. All right. So I mentioned to you here, yep, we have some community events coming up. We'd love to see you all. We have one coming up this Friday. CEE team, you're always welcome, of course. You can join these as well. And I think that's a wrap. Last way, sign up Intuit for Education here. And then we have a survey. We all love surveys. I think CE you have your own survey, right? Too?
Yeah, we're
okay.
good. Yep.
Yeah, we do.
So
But
you can use
provide your own survey, Tamar.
Yeah, you can use my survey and then give me the real feedback, and you can give the nice feedback to CEE. And then, send all the like the bad feedback to me. No, send any like we'd love to get your feedback. Want to hear like what you like, what you want us to improve on. Would really appreciate it. How I'm communicating about Intuit Education in the presentation today. We appreciate feedback. I will say this is my email. Please email me, especially if you're not getting like the responses you need. I love connecting with educators. We do a lot of feedback sessions with educators and students on like our new simulations or new games. So this is a great way for us to be connected. I do post those opportunities for like feedback with you directly or with your students in the community platform. So what I'll say in the past is sometimes we offer teachers gift cards to do like a 30-minute feedback session. So that's usually in the community. So make sure you're in the community. But if you also want to just like, hey, talk with me about something about the curriculum or about opportunities at your school, your district, you can also just reach out to me.
Tamar, can you actually put the survey link in chat just in case?
Sure. Let me actually see. I tried to get access to the survey earlier and I couldn't get the link for it myself. Yeah.
And then once you all fill out this survey, we have another presenter that's going to be coming on at about 2:30. No, not at about 2:30. 30 minutes to the hour. So as soon, Tamar, if you don't have any